Streetwise Live. Looking for new and exciting investment opportunities? Learn from the experts about companies on the cutting edge of new discovery and companies reshaping industries. We ask the questions, you get the answers. And now for your host, Cyndi Edwards.
Hi everyone, welcome to Streetwise Live. Today we are talking to Bob Moriarty, a former fighter pilot in the Marines who was made captain at the age of 22. At the age of 37, he flew a Beechcraft Bonanza aircraft between the pillars of the Eiffel Tower. He has written several books about topics ranging from investing to mining to aviation. Bob is also the founder of 321 Gold and 321 Energy. Bob Moriarty, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Bob, you are a legend. You have made more millionaires for retail investors than anyone else in the junior mining business. You have all these projects to consider out in the world, but there's one in particular that you want to talk about today. What is it that you like so much about Dolly Varden Silver?
Strangely enough, something has changed literally in the last 2 or 3 months, and all of the work that they put in for years, it's coming to fruition, including picking up Homestake Ridge a year ago. And the assay results are absolutely staggering. It's a company with a very tiny retail float and enormous potential.
Now, the Silver Institute says there's going to be a 200 million ounce deficit for silver in 2023. So what is your outlook on this, and what makes Dolly's asset important?
Those are two different questions. And quite bluntly, the 200 million ounce deficit, I'm not sure it's significant. There is an 80-year supply of gold above ground. So the production and the demand yearly is absolutely meaningless. There have been 50 billion ounces of silver produced in history. So I'm not sure there's going to be any shortage, but certainly with the BRICS indicating they want to go to a resource-based economy, that means a gold standard. In a gold standard, the commodity that you need the most of is not gold, it's silver.
Can you tell us about your investment in Dolly Varden Silver and why you chose to invest in this company?
Yeah, because I think it's going to go up. I invest because I want to make money, so I look around for companies that have a good story, and I try to get to know them. And I know Dolly Varden very well. I mean, this is a mine that's been in production since 1917, and very few people know this. We need to ask the actual Dolly Varden guys who was the manager of the Dolly Varden mine from 1919 to 1921. It's something very few people understand. And he was actually the person who translated the classic book on mining written in the Middle Ages with his wife. And that, of course, was Herbert Hoover. The history of the Dolly Varden mine, it was one of the most important silver mines in the British Empire.
That is fascinating. Well, how do you see the potential for precious metals exploration and production in the Golden Triangle of B.C., and how does Dolly Varden fit into this picture?
That's a really good question, because you not only have to consider Dolly Varden in Canada, you have to consider the alternatives, which would be South America. And quite bluntly, I mean, there's a lot of production being shut down in Peru right now because of a lot of chaos in the country and in Ecuador. And the Fraser Institute calls Nevada the #1 jurisdiction in the world, and I don't think it's correct. I think it's actually Canada. And I think that the Golden Triangle is one of the most important districts in the world. And it's produced hundreds of millions of ounces of silver, tens of millions of ounces of gold, and there's still a lot more in the ground there. And Dolly Varden has done an incredible job. I would suggest anyone interested in investing uh, go to their website, go through the news because the numbers are absolutely mind bending.
Can you provide an overview of the company's current projects and plans for growth and expansion in the region?
You need to give me a simple question. That's a really complicated question. I will talk about what their plans are for next year. They got 28 million bucks in the bank. They've got a $20 million drill program scheduled. That's across both major projects, and I'm going to differentiate it into two major projects. One being Homestake Ridge, and the other being Dolly Varden itself. Dolly Varden is pure silver play. Now, very few people understand this, but 70% of the silver produced in the world is has nothing to do with the price of silver. It has to do with the price of copper. And when a lot of copper is being produced, silver is produced as a byproduct. The number of pure silver mines in the world is very small. It's only 30% of the total. But again, going back to, I think there's a major shift, a geopolitical shift, one of the most important shifts in 500 years. And we're going to go from a debt based system of the West to a resource based system of the BRICS. And that's enormously significant for Dolly Varden.
Given all of Dolly Varden's recent news, can you compare this property to any other?
Now, obviously, Great Bear, but uh, certainly Escape Creek kind of results, Skip kind of results, and those are all in the neighborhood. So it's absolutely important to understand that not only have they expanded the silver resource, it appears that Homestake Ridge that they picked up from Fury a year ago has Escape Ridge or Escape Creek potential all by itself. I don't think the market understands that, and I don't think most of the people writing about it understand that. For it to be another Escape Creek, it's giant.
You have said it before and you can say it again. Dolly Varden is silver. Please elaborate on that.
I lied.
Did you say you lied?
Yeah, I lied. Okay. No, I didn't lie. I just screwed up. Uh, Prior to the recent drill results from Homestake Ridge, it would be accurate to say Homestake Ridge was primarily a silver project, even though it had gold credits. But let me find the results. They were staggering, and this is Escape Creek kind of results. 46.31 grams of gold, 70 grams of silver over 25 meters. Those are absolutely enormous numbers, and if they can tie that together and expand it, it easily could be an Escape Creek. And Escape Creek was the highest grade gold mine in the world when it was in production. It didn't produce that much. I think it produced 3 million ounces of gold, 600 million ounces of silver. And between Homestake Ridge and Dolly Varden, they've got 1 million ounces of gold already and 65 million ounces of silver. So it's nibbling at Escape Creek potential right now. I didn't mention the size of the drill program. The $20 million program is going to be for 40,000 meters of drilling. That's a serious program.
All right, Bob, can you give us your outlook for precious metals and mining industries in the coming years?
I've been nibbling at it. Uh, this very important, and I don't know anybody discussing it, and they need to. We're going through the biggest geopolitical event in 500 years, and the debt-based system of the West is collapsing. If you look at the United States and the incredible stupidity coming out of that country and the lies and the deceit and the corruption, the United States is a dying empire. And if you look at India and China and Russia and the rest of the BRICS country, they're looking at it saying that particular debt-based system doesn't work for us. And we want to go to a resource-based system, and we want to get paid for our very real resources. Now, what that means is you can either invest in paper assets of the dying empire, or you can invest in real assets. And quite bluntly, it's a question to me, who is going to join BRICS first? Is it Poland? Is it Germany? Is it Canada? Is it Mexico? Because we're seeing a shift in the world economics, and that's a big deal.
Bob Moriarty, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It was a real pleasure, and I'm glad I met you. Thank you. I've heard a lot about you.
And we thank you as well for tuning in. Please subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and we will see you again next time. Have a great day.